and I found it. I found it accidentally. I was at Adco Firearms. I was there to transfer a suppressor that I will be showing you very shortly. And I look in the case, and he's got two Smith Wesson revolvers that are a bit older. Hey there, friends. Thanks for checking in. I have somewhat an obsession with revolvers. I love revolvers. I love looking at them. I love holding them, playing with the action. It's sort of like a beautiful woman. You want to make a connection with that woman. You want to hold her hand. You want to kiss that woman. I feel the same way with revolvers. And many years ago, actually 10 years ago, I got one that I wanted for years. And that is a Colt Python. This is a 1994 Colt Python. I love this thing. 6-inch stainless steel double action 357 Magnum revolver. I bought it from a gentleman who said he wanted to sell it to somebody who would love it as much as he did. And for the price he did back in 94. And I said, sir, I'm your man. I will treat that thing with love and care. And he told me a year after, he said, I sold it to the right guy because you love that. And at the time it had Hogue rubber grips. I bought these Python grips that are very expensive, original. And I've loved this thing. It's kind of been a safe queen. I haven't done a lot with it recently, but man, when I took that to the range, it was just incredible. And it just expanded from there. I thought that was it. But no way, not even close. I never had a .44 Magnum revolver. And this past year, I got the Smith Wesson Model 69. It's a 5-shot double action revolver with a medium frame. It's an L frame, so it's a 5-shot. And this has been great. Love the Smith revolvers. And this would be what they call the Combat Magnum. Great revolver. And from there, I said, I've always wanted, for many years, a Ruger GP100. And that's what I recently got. I got a killer deal at Fin Feather for Outfitters in Rossford, Ohio. In the used section, looks like it hasn't even been shot. It's a 4 1/4 inch double action, 357 revolver. Shoots incredibly well. And I got a steal of a deal on it. And I've loved it ever since. But there was something about this that made me go in this direction because I love that. And then I got my hands on a Ruger Super Red Hawk Alaskan. And look at that. It's just thick. .44 Magnum. It is a 6-shot, 2.5 inch barrel. And I fell in love with it. And I still love it. Sometimes I just take it out and hold it the way people do with a beautiful woman. Or just somebody they love. They don't have to be the beauty queen of the earth. For years, I've wanted an older Smith & Wesson revolver, and I found it. I found it accidentally. I was at Adco Firearms. I was there to transfer a suppressor that I will be showing you very shortly, and I look in the case, and he's got two Smith & Wesson revolvers that are a bit older. One was a 686. It was a 6-inch barrel with a hammer-mounted firing pin. And it looked beautiful. It had a matte stainless finish. And the other one was a Model 19-5. That one was gorgeous. Both looked to be in great condition. They were priced right. I'm getting to that point. But I asked him, can I put something down on this just to hold it? And he said, I usually do cash and carry, you know, it's a great price. I said, okay. The next day, I couldn't get this off my mind. The next day, I contacted him and said, I'm coming to pick up my suppressor. Take that Model 19-5 out of the case. Okay, I'm buying it. And he said, okay, I'll take it out of the case. In the meantime, some other guy came, bought the 686, and saw behind the counter that there was the Model 19-5. He said, I want that one too. I know you have that. And he said, I already promised it to somebody else. I am so glad I made that phone call. Had I not done that, this guy would have bought both, which honestly is what I should have done. But I'm happy with how it worked out, and here it is. This is a 1988 Smith & Wesson Model 19-5. And it does have the hammer mounted firing pin. Now the Dash 5 was from 1982 to 1988, and what they did was they removed the pinned barrel and the recessed cylinder. So every dash you see on a Smith Wesson revolver is just a variation of a change. Everything else pretty much the same. It's got the partial underlug, the 6-inch barrel, which is less common than the 4-inch barrel with this model. It's got a patridge sight right there in the front, adjustable rear sight, squared butt, wood grip, which is beautiful. This is in incredible condition. A nice shiny stainless steel. I was thrilled. I said, wow, the double action is super nice. It is a 6-shot, the double action, super nice. Single action, incredible. I said, I gotta have that. So I'm going to get this over to the table. I'm going to tell you what I paid for it because it's pretty crazy and I am just thrilled to have this. Now I would have taken it to the range today, but I drove a half hour to my range, all excited, and a class was taking place. I had to turn around and drive home. I should have checked beforehand, but I didn't. Anyhow, let's go over to the table and you will see more of this Model 19-5. Many people will tell you that the classic revolvers are way better than the revolvers produced by Smith & Wesson today. I don't necessarily buy into that philosophy, but what I will say is that this offers some things that the newer ones don't. And if we look at this, you could see that it is in real fine condition. Just beautiful finish. I'm not going to say it's as nice as the Colt Python, but I will give it a close second place. The grips are in phenomenal shape. Look at that. And I do believe these are original. Did not come with the box or paperwork. As my buddy TAB Videos told me back in the day, they used to just throw it away. No difference than a shoebox. They didn't see any reason to keep it. But that front sight, called a patridge sight or a patridge sight, is super nice. You line that up. But how is it different? Well, there are several things, but here's one of the main things. Back in the day, this was in 1988, this model, it has color case hardened triggers and hammers. Okay, those are super strong. Now they use MIM parts, which is not as bad as many people say. They say the MIM parts are not as strong as bar stock steel, and I can agree with that, but they pretty much crafted that better than when they first started doing it. But that's one of the main differences. And then it has just a phenomenal look and feel to it. They got rid of the pinned barrel, they got rid of the recessed chambers, and they created a great revolver back in 1988. Now in 1988, these were a dime a dozen. That's when the semi-autos became super popular and nobody really cared that much about revolvers. But in the mid-90s, well, shall I say the 2000s, they've really come back. Probably the 2010 till now, they have really come back in a big fashion. So you're wondering, well, what did you pay for that thing? Would you believe this revolver had a price at $600? That's what I paid. You can't even find, well, you'll come close to finding a Taurus revolver that's stainless steel, 357 Magnum for $600. That's what I paid for this. You could see the beauty, hardly a scratch on it. Now, if I had to guess, I would say this was probably a case. I'm not sure. I have no evidence of this. I'm just speculating. This is probably a case when a gentleman had this and the 686, which was just as nice, by the way. Not quite the shine. It had a matte finish. But that person may have passed away, and the wife just said, here, take these, give me what you think they're worth, and I just want to be done with these. I don't want these around anymore. And that's how a lot of classic revolvers make their way into gun stores. People just, they don't see the value in them the way guys like I do and guys like you. But anyhow, this is what we're looking at. This is what I just picked up. I would have loved to take some shots today. I couldn't do it, but it is coming. I've been waiting a while to get it. The single action is great. I mean, it is really something. And if I compare it to, hang on, the Colt Python, we'll see that they are two fine revolvers. This single action is just a little smoother, a couple more aesthetics to it, but this is a close second. Beautiful revolvers, no doubt. So honored to have them both. And this one I wanted, and I got it for a great deal. So pleased. If you like videos like this, please subscribe and share. I always appreciate thumbs up button. Thanks for watching, and you guys be safe.